Hi guys, I'm Milena.
Lola.
And we're watching episode 5 of season 2 of Black Sails.
Let's watch.
We could scream.
Why do we prolong this one?
We just watched. Yes, that's true. That's true.
And he said fire, and I need to speak.
And now we are gonna watch what the fire means and how are we gonna stop the fire, if we're gonna stop the fire.
But like, people are gonna hate him. You know what I mean? Like, yes, they're trying to gouge out what the public thinks, but like,
God.
if you know what I mean, like. If they bomb this place,
even more sad.
And then the Spanish warships or whatever, whoever else comes, and is now a threat to them, and they can't defend themselves because Flynn decided to bomb this place. Like, the whole fucking island's gonna hate him, you know what I mean? Like, this is bad all around.
And he's gonna be sad.
Yes, exactly. And that's the worst thing. Like, you have dead people and then Flynn being sad. I mean, he's sad regardless. Like, I don't think, sure this can... He's just sad. It's like nothing's changed, nothing's new. He's already sad. Like John said, wow, it must be hard being you.
But like in this episode, like the previous episode was even worse to watch him because like usually he did things, just did them, I don't know how to explain. He didn't have time to think.
It didn't seem like he is like struggling a lot, but now in this episode he just seems like
he's always to cry. Literally, that's how it seems.
He just seems fucking sad, my boy. So it's rough. It's rough. I don't know what's happening. I don't know who planned what with the girl. There's many questions. We need many answers. And the other way we can get those answers is if we play.
Yes. And we're going to find the common ground.
I think so.
I mean, too.
There's nothing else for us to do. Unless one kills the other, and that's not happening. So
that's not happening.
We know this.
It's going to be good.
Yeah.
And let's watch it be good.
God, he set fire. He said Billy is alive on the beach. And he's like, Gates, get Gates from the dead. Boy, be happy or not.
He had a heart attack. Shut up.
He said that he needs forgiveness from fucking England. I do think England should apologize. England's not apologizing to anyone. Everything they have done in history. Oh, actually, I can see Hank now when you mention it. I can see it, yeah, sure.
He reminds me so much.
I can see it now.
My boy.
Dawn has broken and he was like...
My boy.
Fire. He said fire. I wonder if Thomas were alive, what would he think? Isn't that so good? When is there time to have sex? Unless it's a flashback. Oh, well, it's the three of them. I guess they have time and... places. What is happening here? This is why we need boundaries, people. I did not think this how their sex was gonna get interrupted. Why don't you just put on underwear? Maybe first was a warning shot. Maybe.
Oh my god.
That is the way that he looks there like a villain. You know what I mean? Are those children running?
I'm gonna cry. Could have been faster.
Please stop. Surely you must realize this is a fruitless errand.
No.
I must try.
Actually, stop inserting yourself where there is no place for you.
I'm the only one who can stop him, Pastor. I'm the only one who knows why he's doing it.
Oh. I'm gonna cry.
Oh my god, we're back.
I don't know, I'm gonna cry.
My dearest love, no shame. Thomas! What?
Your father said he would never let
Meditations.
your proposal come to a vote. I do believe he meant it. What is it?
A moment, please.
What if he's responsible for his death? I don't trust you. You have a evil face.
That would cross my mind. But then what do they want with the daughter? You know what I mean?
Let's fight with your father. The more public it gets, the more visible it gets, the greater the liability, I believe you.
Liability? How could you possibly
The
believe
lieutenant's ship arrived this morning. The rumours about me and my relationship with him, they've gone quiet the past few months. He's been away, and I'm concerned that when he returns, people will start whispering again.
Let them whisper.
It's not the rumours that concern me, it's the scrutiny that follows that. And what that scrutiny might unearth.
So someone might discover you and he shared a bed.
I'm concerned they might dig past that and discover something
About him?
far more damaging.
Yeah.
I love Thomas so much. I'm gonna cry. I can't believe he's dead. I'm gonna kill everyone. I understand Flynn. I'm gonna kill everyone.
Pain it caused him to.
He really cares about the pain that it cost Flynn to kill Gates.
In that moment, he believed it necessary. Flint killed him.
How do you think this is gonna bode well?
Should have tried with hard duck. Just tell you.
Or maybe he tells him the truth, you know, like...
Maybe. Yes.
Yeah, about
We
that.
chose him.
With the gold still sitting on that beach, he represents our best. Perhaps
Yeah, but he doesn't care about the gold.
the business with Vane and the fort is over. That is what the rest of us intend. Your word of a challenge, Flint. The thought crossed my mind. I'm hoping that once you have a moment to process all of this, you'll remember that you were the same man who had handed a blank page pulled from Mr. Singleton's corpse.
Like the biggest regret of his
I
life.
do think so. And look what that brought.
To see my brothers now.
Sweet boy. You can barely move.
Oh.
Yeah, well, you literally can't move now.
I know what you're going to say to the men. I can't let you say anything to the men.
John is the funniest person alive. I can't.
Couldn't have you been faster? You
No,
know what I mean?
she has a horse. She's worried they will dig past that. And he does
100%
not care what the
And
public
100%
perception
this
is.
is happening. 100%.
But like, to be so aware in the 17.5
Yeah.
and to accept that you are gay.
Yeah.
Oh my god! He's slowly becoming Flint.
Welcome home.
He's in love. Oh my god.
Was that
What was that
love?
look? Was that the look of love?
3 months.
He might prefer a beard.
Feels like twice as long.
Uh-huh.
Our campaign against my father in Whitehall has reached a most critical stage. If you were able to secure the support of the royal governor in Nassau, it might just be the thing that turns the tide in our favour.
There is no governor in Nassau. I understand the dispute arose over a bribe. They demanded the governor leave the island at once. As an armed man broke into his home, dragged his wife and 9-year-old son out into the street and slit their throats.
Jesus Christ.
Just give up. I'd be like, just give up.
By the time I left, men were beginning to occupy the fort. Had I stayed another day, I'm not sure they would have let me leave with my ship. But what is clear is this. Right now, there's no law in Nassau.
I'm trying to imagine standing up before the Lords and suggesting pardons for these people.
The men responsible for this crime deserve to be punished. But we cannot, we must not, allow their actions to condemn the rest.
As a matter of political reality, our plan is dead.
Not necessarily.
How would you do it?
By offering our plan directly to the secrets. Making our case to them.
They'd hear you?
Yes, I think they would.
Lieutenant, may I speak with you in private, please? It's clear to me now that what lies ahead is the road to ruin. And I'm asking you to stop this right now, before we've all gone too far to turn back.
I don't think we should.
Leeward turret just lost another 10 foot of her wall.
You don't like it?
No. No. It's quite good.
Aww.
But the crew's banner is a sacred thing. It must simultaneously strike fear in the hearts and harden.
I'm sorry, but Flint is like a stick man, and it's terrifying.
First men back in the water when the smoke clears, with every detail accounted for.
To leave immediately?
We've still got details.
It'll be very funny if he went for the gold and got it. It's so funny.
Articles ain't signed.
I've seen the draft articles. I'm fine with them as is.
The men ain't. They got some changes you and I ought to discuss.
Is there making any progress?
Slowly but surely.
This morning. You and Max. You know what, I ain't got no right.
I think
Get
it's...
through it. Always do, don't we?
Okay, but we need to speak about, like, boundaries then.
I feel like they're just going with it.
We can't just go with
Yeah.
it because that creates problems. We need to
Yeah.
speak about this. How did that make you feel? Well, I didn't particularly like it. Oh,
Mum, are you hurt?
no, God, no. Mm-mm.
Why is this my life?
Like, I knew it was gonna be children hurt, but I just didn't want to imagine it.
Why is this my life?
A way towards the end which we have all been seeking.
Thomas, he sees only the principle.
That's why I love him. But you see the world as it is. You see its truths and how to navigate them, how to bend them to your will. It's why I love you. Men like Thomas need men like you to protect them from the world, and that is what I am asking you to do. The danger is simply too great.
Anything that has ever been worth doing has been worth doing in the face of a little danger.
I have been the subject of enough ridicule and innuendo.
God, if he also feels guilty for him dying, I'm gonna kill him.
But listen to the conversation.
No.
What's been going on in this house isn't just some affair.
No. But since when did you care what people think?
This isn't a question of scandal. It isn't a state of mind. They hang men for this.
Don't be naive.
When they have political motive,
He
they
knows.
use it as a pretense to hang men. Don't treat me like I'm someone else. I know what London is too. And when he finds out what has been going on in this house, he will use it to ruin us.
Even if he were to find out, he wouldn't use it against us.
Now who's being naive?
It would be just as embarrassing for the Earl as it would be for any of us. Do you really think he wants that?
You are underestimating him. He will find a way to exploit it.
I hated some of it. It's explained. I hate it.
I'm so sad, I'm gonna cry.
I've known Admiral Hennessy since I was a boy. He's the closest thing I have to a father. Let me raise the plan with him.
Oh, he's the Lord of the
There's
Seas.
no risk in that. This is too important not to try.
Who betrayed you that you killed him at sea? Who was it?
My God, what is this?
Shit. What are you gonna do? I mean, her as leverage is the only thing they got.
Where are you going? No matter how many of his men we kill, he can find more. Eventually, they breach, and we die. So you're leaving? It's too great of a force to defeat if we attempt to fight the body of it.
Yeah.
Only way to beat it is to cut off its head.
I don't understand what it is he hopes to achieve by
His anger, I believe, was due to the fact that he wanted to say yes. You desire legitimacy in the eyes of London, but you cannot have it until you find a way to ship something other than stolen goods.
You mean
The landowners want greater profits, but they cannot have them until they find a way to ship their products out of the port of Nassau, free from the danger of the pirates. There is a partnership to be had here. I can broker it, and there is only one thing standing in the way.
All I'd have to do is give up the fence. You can make all my dreams come true. I have spent a lifetime exposed to your self-serving lies. They're the manure from which I sprouted. And if I can identify the specific motive or not, I still come to expect that stench any time you darken my door.
Aye, they know your plans to recover the gold must be kept secret and silent. Were to be discovered by another crew, they could become competition for its retrieval.
it only takes one to say.
Three men.
Want to shoot two of them?
Yeah.
Not a fool for us to keep the secret amongst 100.
Adhere to our plan. You'll have your gold and I'll have my force.
Honestly, someone smart. Who's on the ship now? Take the warship. Oh my god, she literally never comes here. You know how serious it is.
We need to leave here right now unless you and I am able.
I have come upon some information which changes things for you. You must not move against that fort.
Miranda, you don't understand what's going
I
on.
understand why you need that fort. I understand why you need that gold. I understand why you need this island. I understand it all because I was there the day our lives ended and all of this began. But I have been devoted to you since that day. I have been loyal, protective and committed to you since that day, and I am asking you to come with me so that I can save your life.
An opportunity that may not present itself again is for us to do a very reasonable
Oh my God.
Military partners.
I know how it will be perceived, sir. Lord Hamilton isn't someone we should be wary of. He is exactly the kind of man we should be listening to. On the day I was made an officer, you pulled me aside. You told me how proud you were of me. You told me that a measure of a man is in the moment when he is confronted by himself, by opposing voices in his head, both arguing that they are right, that one has to be wrong. To know the difference in that moment, that is what makes an officer, what makes a man. Well, I see the difference here, sir.
He's gonna agree. It's a persuasive argument. Disgusting.
He arrived just before you did. And he told me what you did after he invited you into his home. trusted you to assist his son and daughter.
Fuck.
And you flagrantly violated that trust.
Sir, I don't know what he told you, but...
Yes, you do.
What did he tell him?
I would like to defend you, but not this. It is too profane. It is too loathsome to be dismissed. This is your end.
Sir, please let me explain.
What are they referring to?
It didn't happen on the gallows.
You thought I wouldn't hear what you've done? In my own house? Now, this ends quietly, permanently, and in the manner of my choosing.
You are summarily discharged from service. No charges will be drawn against you, provided you leave London quietly and are neither seen nor heard from again.
He said this man's closest thing to my father. Fuck you!
I hate you. I fucking hate you.
What are they referring to about what happened in the house?
I don't know, maybe the
because like
cheating
no
rumors.
one is fucking gonna hang a man because of that. You know what I mean?
The Earl's men. It happened quickly before I could do anything to stop it. They took him.
Took him? Took him where?
Bethlehem Royal Hospital. He is to be committed there owing to his uncontrollable grief over having learned of my affair with you.
Our affair?
That is what the story will be. I have been given until nightfall to vacate this house, and then you and I are to disappear.
I have friends in Amsterdam, Paris, Brussels. I can get you set up comfortably. Perhaps at some point I can figure out a way to get you back here.
I'm not leaving. We're gonna get him out of there.
We can't.
Watch me.
You think you're angry about this?
I'm beyond that.
I am enraged! Before they took him away, he made me promise him that no matter what happened next, that you and I would take care of each other. The danger here is real. Thomas is gone. And now you and I must leave this place.
We need to get you moving. When we get to the harbour, I'll arrange passage for you. Anything you need that you don't have, I'll see sent to you. In the meantime, my friends will ensure that you're taken care of.
Oh my god.
We won't be with your friends. We're not going to Paris, or Brussels, or Amsterdam.
Oh,
And
this
where
is
are you
Flint.
going?
Back from a lengthy journey, and not one of them has felt the need to have a go.
My boy, are you gonna take the gold? That's gonna be the funniest outcome.
Maybe. They was told to stay the fuck away from it.
And why would they be?
From divulging a secret.
You have regular custom with the men of Captain Flint's crew. Yes?
Just one. You won't let the others near me.
Has he paid you a visit yet, since his recent arrival?
No. But he will.
I'd like to know what he has to say about the American gold.
You haven't heard? Everyone's saying it wasn't there. They ran into a man of war instead. Managed to make that ship.
Yes, I know. Just indulge me, will you?
What's this? We need to talk about these articles. And I thought it best if we could have the conversation, just you and I.
No, Dan.
Anything he hears and hears as well. Calm the fuck down.
All right. What's the matter with the articles?
A few things. Max.
Let me stop you there. Yes, it's unorthodox to entitle a woman to a share of the profits, but this is clearly a special case. That particular woman is a bond of prostitution intelligence. And believe me, if I could see a way to replace her, I would. But at the moment, she is worth far, far more to this crew than the share it costs to have her.
I understand. The problem is, Max's share ain't the only item the men took issue with.
Ants?
Yeah.
Well, too fucking bad. I mean, honestly, I could just lie. I'd be like, okay, all the share goes to me and I will just split it. Like, what exactly is the difference?
There was a complication in the finalizing of the articles. Opposition from the men on two particular issues.
Shit. Knew this was gonna happen. It's the whole share, innit?
It is. Resistance to the idea of formalizing her interest in writing. It's the second of the two issues I find more troubling.
What's that?
You. It would appear that while the crew seems able to forgive or at least forget my part in the Mr. Hammond situation,
They are aware that you were the prime mover behind it, and they are less willing to forgive it or forget it in your case.
They don't want me nor the whore.
It was put to me that they will accept one or the other, but not both.
Fucking hell. How are we gonna get her to keep turning out those leads when she finds out she ain't getting her own share?
No.
What? It's only temporary. Until I gain their trust. Sooner than later, I'll be able to make the case to them directly.
I mean,
And you'll be
fair,
back
but
with us like this will never happen.
after what happened this morning, she's gonna feel abandoned. Oh.
They gave me a choice, but it was no choice. Had I gone the other way, they'd be stewing about how I value my relationship with you over securing their leads. We will sail at the head of this crew. It just requires this sacrifice in the short term to ensure it. And
Fuck.
why are you the one here defending?
Things have escalated,
Yes, I
yeah.
suppose it must come as some surprise given the state of things when last we saw each other.
We like him. You thought Flint killed both me and Gates, and then you queued up to be the next to fill the post. I don't know if you're either very dangerous or very stupid.
Possibly a bit of both, which is why I need to know. When asked by the men, what will you tell them happened on the bow of the walrus that night? How did you end up in the water?
Keep focusing on how I went in. Perhaps you should be more worried about the thing that took me out.
Exactly. What the fuck is happening?
Taken in by you with what they've been through. And the longer you delay, the more likely I might choose to take it personally.
My boy,
I would say
what if he kills you?
Literally.
Because everyone thinks you're already dead. How would you put it past him?
Oh, easy, you don't.
I like.
him too.
Very true.
Yeah, that's a good question. And why did they let you go? God.
My attempts to regain control of this place have been with an eye towards protecting
I'm
You
sure.
really have
Very
no
fuck.
idea what this is about, do you?
I don't know.
You left me. After Mother was killed in the Rosario raid, you left me here.
Oh, the raid.
Yeah.
Oh.
Kind of a reprehensible shit does something like that to a little girl.
Oh my god.
And then asks her to trust him again.
Kill him.
Literally.
Your mother's loss
Literally kill
was
him.
almost unbearable.
How dare you even speak?
I must confess that in that moment, the only way I could think to carry on was to immerse myself in business.
Fuck off.
Remove
Shameful.
myself from this place, from her memory.
Fuck
Shameful.
off. Fucking hate
That
him.
I'm sorry.
Apology not accepted.
Bullshit.
Fuck off.
It wasn't about Mother. It wasn't about an oversight. You left me here because I wasn't your son.
Yes. I was focused on the work, and I saw no future in which a daughter would have a meaningful part in that.
I want him dead. I want him dead. Honestly.
But Eleanor, look how wrong I was.
Her value to you is not fucking determined what she can accomplish. She's your fucking daughter, you fucking piece of shit.
Repurposed as merchant shippers and sharing profits. You've proved the conceit possible. You are making real what was for decades a fantasy. The idea that
My
this
girl,
place
you
feel
don't
so
need his
sorry for her.
approval. You don't need his approval. Shove him out the fucking window.
Literally.
on its own terms,
I feel like he's the most hated character for me here in the show, honestly.
nor from Whitehall, nor from anyone in London at all. One day, years from now, someone in London will sit down, light his pipe, and tell his children of the unlikely success story that was NASA. And he will say it all began with a woman who decided to make it so.
Okay, tell him about the girl and then like, what does that mean to us?
While you were gone, Captain Vane and his men slaughtered another pirate crew in the bay. There are whispers it was to avenge an offence against Eleanor Guthrie. There are also whispers that it was to steal a hostage being held by that crew, a girl, who is now held in that fort. A girl who would be in harm's way if you were to launch your attack.
You pulled me away from my men out of concern for
The girl's name is Abigail Ash.
Peter's daughter.
You need to obtain her from Captain Vane, alive and unharmed, and you need to return her to Carolina, to her father.
I understand you have feelings over the girl's welfare,
And when you
however...
return her, you're going to explain to Peter what it is you're trying to accomplish here. A Nassau that can self-govern. Pardons for your men and a stake in their own future. What you want. What Thomas wanted. What we all wanted. And he's going to help you achieve it.
Does he have the power he didn't have before?
How exactly is he going to do that?
Thomas knew no one more skilled or effective at manoeuvring an agenda through Parliament than Peter. If he wanted to convince them to support your vision for this place, he could do that. You know he could do that.
We tried it before. It didn't work.
It's a different time. There's no Alfred Hamilton now. There's no war with Spain now. Peter was faced with both those things and almost succeeded. Without them, it is well within his reach.
Miranda, Peter Ashe isn't the man that you remember. 6 months ago, he hanged 4 men in his harbour for possession of pirated goods. This is not a man that we can negotiate with, that I can negotiate
Of course you can. Because you will have just presented him with his only daughter. Safe and unharmed and without conditions. And you will have reminded him that you are still the man who sat in Thomas's salon and spoke of virtue and reason and forgiveness.
And what if he just says no?
That found inspiration in him. And you will remind him that someone so is he.
This is too important to put all our fates in the hands of one man.
There is no
Like my
other
mouth
way.
is dry.
Yes, there is. It is sitting on a beach filled with Spanish soldiers and I'm through delaying.
There is no other way once you're willing to tell the truth about your intentions here. You say you fight for the sake of Nassau, for the sake of your men, for the sake of Thomas and his memory. But the truth of the matter is it isn't for any of those things.
What the fuck do you think I am fighting?
Revenge?
Fighting for the sake of fighting. Because it's the only state in which you can function, the only way to keep that voice in your head from driving you mad.
What are you talking about? What voice?
The one telling you to be ashamed of yourself. For having loved him. And part of you believed it. Thomas was my husband. I loved him, and he loved me. But what he shared with you, it was entirely something else. It's time you allowed yourself to accept that.
The only thing I'm ashamed of is that I didn't do something to save him when we had the chance.
He can't be dead. I'm gonna kill myself.
Then instead I listened to you.
I didn't see a body. I didn't see a fucking body. No one will convince me he's dead now. If that was it, no one can convince me he's dead. I'm gonna bring him back to life myself. But that's why he looked at him different when he came back. They already did it.
Yeah.
Which one is it? The no shame was for him.
James, my truest love known.
I would fucking burn Dingle to the ground. I would take war to them. Not like to defend us. I would take the war to them.
Oh my god, for the love of God. Vane! Scare me to death. You scare me to
The
death.
fuck did he know he was gonna appear? No one's gonna die here, it's fine. No, because I was wondering, they were all speaking as if something had happened between the two of them, and so I was like so confused as to what they were talking about.
Yeah.
Because like we didn't see anything, but like when he came back, there was like, you know what I mean? Like there were looks. They were not there before, what we saw.
I need a break.
No, this is like 100 out of 10. This is like...
We need to calm ourselves. Hi guys.
Hello.
We're filming this review a bit later.
Much later.
Few days
Much later. It's been a couple of days, like when we finished that episode, it was just like, how the fuck do we speak about it now? And we're limited
and we didn't
on
have
time.
much time at this point, so...
I mean, we don't have too much time now either, because, I mean, technically we could have time.
Yeah, we can.
But we kind of hope to watch the next episode as well, even though we don't need to. But like...
It's gonna be
like
hard
an opportunity presented itself, you know?
Yes, it's gonna be hard to finish the review of this episode and not play the next one, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because we have like maybe 2 hours to film. And so like, if we can keep this a bit shorter, maybe we can manage to watch the next one. I mean, we prolonged it to like process everything, and I still, like, I don't even know how to speak about it.
The episode was perfection. Literally perfection. Do you know what perfection means? This episode. I
don't even know how to speak about it.
Literally,
this is like ridiculous.
Yes, because when some episode is this good, because a lot of things happened.
Yeah.
You know, I don't even know where to start with it.
Because like we know what the most important bit is.
Yeah, but
so, like do we just start with the most important bit, or do we just like go through everything
else and then the most important bit,
okay.
right?
Yeah, I think we can finish everything else in a short amount.
Yeah, so like to leave time for that storyline that like was the majority of the episode, honestly. Yeah. I mean, at one point, like, first, we know how the last episode ended. The last episode ended with the fire. Yeah. You know? And that's how this one started. Yeah. So we do know that, like, Flint decided to drop bombs, you know?
I mean, he, you know.
To take down the fort, basically, so they could enter it and take Wayne out of it. Is that how it said?
Yeah. I mean, like, we already were talking before this episode, we were talking about how, like, he literally can't stop himself. Like, there is nothing, however much you can speak to him in a rational manner, and everything that, like, for example, in episode 4, Mr. Scott was telling him, everything is the right thing to do. It is so clear. It is the most reasonable outcome. And yet he does not do it. And this episode provided the exact answer as to why he cannot do it.
Yes. But like what I like also is what we found out. I think that was in the previous episode. Mm-hmm. But like we know, I mean, we didn't find out that in the previous episode, but like we found out, it became clear how he feels about things he does. You know, because in my opinion, I remember, like, let's say in season 1, I wasn't sure because like I knew he had a reason to, but like to do things. But like sometimes when you have a reason to do things, and when you cross line so many times, you become kind of numb to it, you know? Yeah. And like with him, I never knew exactly how he felt. Yeah. You know, if it hurts him or if he just like closes his eyes and like, again,
he just knows what's necessary for him.
Exactly. He knows and he can't stop. And there is nothing, like he's not allowing himself to feel that sadness, right? Let's say, for the things that he has done or things like that, you know? Where we know that he does. Yeah. Which is even
sadder.
Worse for him, you know?
That he is suffering because of the things that he's doing, yet he cannot bring himself to stop doing it. Because, like, he is fueled by so much, like, again, sadness and rage.
And guilt.
Yeah. Add that to the guilt. List. That's a new one. Because, like, we could, again, the sadness and the anger you can see in the previous episode. Like, all of this was pretty clear. I think the show... I guess we're talking about it because we can't talk about anything else. I think the show kind of gave you enough clues from season 1 to like work this out if you wanted to.
Honestly, I think there are small clues.
Yeah, I mean,
this small of a clues. Like,
I mean, this is what we have been saying before when we finished this episode. Like, I was just like thinking, were people shocked? Because we went like on TV time and everything was like, what? And I think if we were watching it normally, like if we were just binging it or whatever, I feel like it would go over my head completely. But like, because we always,
honestly, there was just here, like one scene to me. I remember there was a scene in the beginning, I think, of this season or something like that. And there was a scene when Miranda said how
when you're happy, they're gonna come something's gonna ruin that happiness. Yeah, that was weird.
There was something that like
I think that was episode 6 of season 1.
Oh, season 1. Okay, yeah. There was then we figured out a lot before. I didn't know.
We were on it. We were on it from the start, guys.
I didn't realize it was
because I remember episode 7 was that scene when he was telling how England needs to ask his forgiveness, and that is the episode where we were like. Because like I thought it in the previous episode as well, but neither of us said it out loud. Neither of us said anything. It was just like this is a bit, there's something more happening to this. And then the whole thing with Miranda and him, the scene in episode 7 was happening when like you see how much he is hurt, and he is saying that like England has to ask for his forgiveness. And I'm like, an affair. Especially when a guy is involved, like no one is gonna. It's not that big of a deal, you know what I mean?
I'm not sure if it's not that big of a deal in past.
I mean, I think you're still gonna hide it, But I feel like every higher up had an affair, and it's just sort of okay,
I'm not sure because at least a lot of shows like that I have watched in the past, like
I feel like they were hanging the woman. I just think the man.
Yeah, but like okay, but like it was shameful because like let's say maybe the guy Thomas was very. I didn't know how high up he was. So like it's shameful for the both of them in my mind. That's maybe he accepted him into his home or something. That's how like to me it was like I think I'm not sure if it wasn't that line or some line in episode 6 then. That like that is when it crossed my mind. I'm not.
No, we were talking about
when I thought of LGBT when she said it.
Yeah,
and that's why it came to my mind that potentially there is gonna be a trouble between the three of them or something. And I don't know if it would because later even if they left a bit of a clue, I don't know if that little clue would I was looking to different eyes, I was just waiting to see that.
Yeah.
And as time went by until last few episodes, like not much happened. Regardless to show us that's for sure happened. So I'm not sure. It's interesting that I mean there were obviously enough clues for us to figure it out,
Yeah, again, I don't think we would have if we didn't sit here and talk about like why they filmed certain scenes in a certain manner, like their relationship amongst each other, like
now it makes complete sense.
But just because like there were so many small things where you're just like something doesn't add up to people who just had an affair. Something does not add up to that. And then again you see the way how Flint functions and what he is doing and how he is so desperate to do it. And like that is not a thing that he would do if like he lost a friend, like how they said it, that like his friend killed himself because he had an affair. Like, sure, he could have felt guilt, you know what I mean? But like he would not be doing this. And then when he was like screaming that this ends when they beg for his forgiveness, like that is anger, that is rage. Something was done to him. That is not a man who feels, I mean, he feels guilt, but like he feels rage. And like, why would he feel rage? Unless something was done to them, I just think there were like enough small things where you could figure something out, just like we were going with the trouble. Like I think they were just sharing him kind of like, I don't know what to call that.
I mean, I don't think from what we've seen in this episode, I don't think it lasted for such a long time,
I don't know,
maybe 2 months or something.
I don't know, because like he went for 3 months somewhere, I don't know how like what time they had before he left for those 3 months. And we just like skimmed through the scenes from the episode, but like in episode 5 when they see each other after 3 months, I just like I don't know what our reaction is, if there is any reaction to it, but I was like, that's like you're looking at each other a bit too hard. You know what I mean? Like, and because like we found out later that something did happen in between, but it was like, everything was there. And they just like rounded it up so perfectly for everything to make sense, for Flint's character to make so much sense. I just think it is stunning.
I think
the
when
way
we
they
finished
did
the
it.
episode, first thought, the first thing that we said to each other was like, he's not dead. Like, he's not dead.
Nope. You cannot have such an important character.
He's such a good character, in my opinion.
I adore that man.
I think he is made to be liked, loved, you know? Like, I don't think anybody
righteous. He is good.
He's so good in his heart. But like, it would be, I would love him to be alive, not just because of the romance, but also because I just would love to see what these years, God knows where, would have done to him. But it can be very tragic, you know?
That's what I mean. That's like a bit scary.
That's very scary. But like, again, it's interesting because, I don't know. It would be interesting to see.
The thing is, just because like they said that he was taken to the hospital, and like, as far as we know, neither of them have seen him.
No,
you know, since the last time, and so the only way, the only reason why they think he is dead is because that's what they have been told. Maybe that's what the public has been told as well, and he could just be in potentially like a hospital something or whatever, where they're keeping him to like. What is it called? Like conversion therapy? Is that what it's called? Or like you try to make someone not gay?
Because it's been a long time.
Like it's what 17.5.
Yeah,
but like I think they definitely also in those men, like it's been 10 years. You think like he is not gonna still be there?
Yeah,
I don't know. Because like I don't know my history that well regarding LGBT people in the past, because like I think I have read somewhere sometime, you know, that like they would be put in like mental institutions, you know, because like that was really regarded as I feel like even calling it sickness or something like that is like too small of a word as to how they were treating it like in 1700s, you know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe he's still there. And they just said that he is.
I feel like he would be. I feel like he would be still there because, like, his father. I don't know. Father's like an important man, and he can make that happen. That he's like not dead, but he's just like in this institution. And
maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know. We're gonna see that if that's gonna be the storyline.
That's gonna be really rough.
But like I think there is a big possibility for something like that. Honestly.
Yeah, I love what this did now to Flint's character. Like what we found out in this episode, kind of like we know what Thomas wants to do with the Pirates of Nassau and everything, and like he is just such a decent fucking human, and like you want him to succeed so much, but like clearly everyone else does not want him to succeed. No one wants to pardon these pirates. They need their villains. Like they need someone to hang to reinforce fear, and they don't want to let that happen. And so when someone like Thomas comes and like basically, let's say, disrupts the status quo by trying to make this happen, and maybe like potentially being able to convince enough people to do this and change things, like that is a very dangerous thing for him to do, because when they want to, let's say, get rid of you, they're gonna find their ways. And for Thomas, they had, let's say, a very clear way to do it, because I'm sure like rumors were flying around the house, like they have staff in the house or whatever. And so like, of course, it was gonna come out to the people above, like what was happening in the house between Thomas and Flint, I mean James at that point. And so like, you know, looking back at the scenes where they were talking about, there were a few moments in this episode that they were talking about, it was almost like, how to explain it, that everyone was supposed to know, like the audience was supposed to know that they are talking about Thomas being gay, because like they were saying they hang men for this, and like they were saying, we know what you were doing in the house, and like no one is talking about the fucking affair, you know what I mean? And that was before they kind of revealed it. And there was a conversation with Flint and, I mean, James and Miranda, when she was asking him to basically stop him, because like if he continues doing this, he is gonna die. And Flint really didn't believe it. He kind of didn't want to believe it. He still wanted to do the right thing, because
he even said it, like it's worth fighting for.
Yeah,
like the cause like this.
Thomas motivated him so much. And he said, like, you know, basically when you try to do something like this, some danger is always gonna be present, you know, which is very true. And I still think that is you know, some things are worthy enough causes, and like there are some things that are worthy enough to like put your life on, you know what I mean?
And now after everything, like they didn't succeed in anything, and yes, it is theoretically worth but like when you lose the person that you love the most, how do you feel then, you know?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's that's what he's doing.
Yeah, exactly.
But
it's not just like in a different way, the only other way that he can think of in this moment, at least.
But like, so that brought, you know, a new emotion within Flint, which is like, I guess, guilt, because he did not stop him, you know, because like he was going with the plan that Thomas wanted, because Thomas was so passionate about it. Like, I don't even know how you could, you know, not go with it when you basically fell in love with him because of who he is and what his, like, where his morals are and like how passionate he is about it. Like, it kind of seemed impossible to stop, you know? And so like, now you see that he also feels guilt for kind of not stopping him, because like maybe if he did, maybe Thomas would still be alive today, you know?
Yeah, but like in the last scene when they talked, him and Miranda, and Miranda told him like he should stop all this fighting, she gave him another option. I really loved that last scene. That was one of my favorite in the episode. She gave him another option with I don't remember Peter Ash's daughter,
Abigail.
Yeah, she should that he should bring her back to his father, because like her father once was up with their plan, like was supported their plan, you know, and maybe now if Flint would to give him his daughter back, bring her home,
without asking for anything,
maybe he would be able now to get something from Peter Ash, you know. And where
because
Flint,
he has like a lot of sway over Parliament or something.
Now it's like he's much like
higher
up than he was. It has more power than he did before. So like maybe now it is achievable in a way that like Thomas wanted it to be, like. And Flint was saying like that there is no that way, that like he hanged people for piracy at this point.
From that point on to now he has hanged people for piracy, so like maybe he's a completely different man than like what they know.
And the only way is the way with gold. I don't know how the conversation started when she started screaming at him, you know. That he should stop this, and that like he's not doing this because of that he's doing this.
He's not doing that to like honor Thomas.
That he's doing that because he doesn't know anything else. He just knows violence, and just like he chooses violence because that's what he does, and he doesn't know anything else, how to feel or things like that.
She basically said that like he is just fighting for the sake of fighting, because he doesn't know what else to do, and like how to quiet down the voices in his head that said that are basic telling him to be like ashamed for being who he is.
And that's when he said like, I'm not ashamed of being who I am ashamed that I didn't save him. You know.
I think it's so interesting, like talking about
so, and that also makes so much sense to me considering their relationship, because they went together. They saved themselves and let him in the hospital. She said how she promised Thomas that like the two of them are gonna be safe and like escape all of this, and he went with her and didn't even try to do anything to
there was like Thomas. There was nothing they could do. Like it's just the two of them, and as far as they know, Thomas is just also kind of in a hospital. He's not dead, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if he even thought...
Yeah, but like later he died.
Yeah, I know,
Later
but like in that point, I don't know if they knew that they were leaving him to die, you know what I mean? Like, I think if maybe, of course it's always like a thought in your head, but like maybe he is just there and maybe they can find some ways to do something. And like, I think Flint was like so enraged with everything that was happening. Also, like when he hugged Miranda, it was like such a switch from James to Flint. In those moments, his face, it was ridiculous.
That was such a good moment.
It was ridiculous how immediately he turned into Flint when he said that they're not going to Paris or Amsterdam or Brussels or whatever, that they are gonna go to Nassau. Like, it was an immediate switch. It was kind of like, it was his like a rebellion, you know, like he was gonna go and finish this now.
And his look has changed, his voice has changed, and you can see even in Miranda's face, she immediately, the second he starts talking, she immediately looks at him, and that's I think the moment she's talking about, like, I was there when your demons got born, like, and I know the reason why they got born, because we saw that as well. The switch that happened between James and Flint. Yeah, very interesting.
Again, another thing that I just really found fascinating about the whole thing is the thing with shame and just whole Flint as a person, you know, we've talked about this before, like what we found out about his like upbringing and everything, and like how he has, you know, come from kind of rags to riches and worked his way up, and so like because he has never had he does not come from a noble family, he had to present himself differently than everyone else. Like it seems like his prison is tighter in comparison, you know, like he has to look a certain way, present a certain way, be a certain way to be accepted by these people, which is why he was always very conscious about what people say and how he appears, you know, and like we saw that is still true to this day when he was talking to John about like what he thinks and what the rest of the people think. Like he still carries that with him. And so like for a man like that in 1705 to be, let's say, bi, I'm gonna assume, I think he would feel like a lot of shame because like I don't know how much that was even prevalent, you know what I mean? Like I'm sure that was not, but like I don't even know if it's like in the rumors or whatever, and I'm sure that was like such a difficult thing for him to like go through, like feeling that shame. And I remember it because we posted episode 1 like a few days ago on YouTube, and like neither of us really read YouTube comments because again we want to be spoiled and everything we watch is finished already. So like when I do, I go just read the few with the most likes, and like one of the first that I saw for episode 1 that we posted was a quote from the episode. I don't know at what point, but I remember it, and now like it has much more weight to it, but like it basically says like something along the lines of like, gossip is what holds civilization together, it reinforces shame. And like now with knowing what we know, with what was happening between them and sort of that shame that would carry, it's so fucking good. I mean, sad. I'm just gonna say good. I just love the writing choices of this show. I love what it wants to say. Like Flint was already such a complex character, and now he just became even more so.
Now they completely made us understand everything about him.
Yeah. Honestly. I still wonder if he has accepted fully, you know, who he is. Like, has he accepted that he is, you know, that he had a romantic relationship with a man and that he loved him? Like, because like Miranda told him that like he's trying to fight those voices in his head still. And he said that like the only shame that he feels is because he didn't save him, which would like mean that it's not that shame that he feels anymore. But I don't know if that's correct, you know, because like he says it. So like I don't know if he is just...
I'm not sure, because like maybe I think when you... because like I did think that like he feels more shame because he he did not, and regret.
Yeah.
Because he did not save the person who he loved and who died.
Yeah.
And he had part in that dying in some ways.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
He did not stop him. He pushed him.
Yeah.
He supported him in all his like choices and everything, what he wanted to do. And in my opinion, I think, I'm not sure, but like, I think that like, at least to me, it seemed that like love was big.
Yeah.
Love was huge.
Yeah.
And when love is that huge, I think it's easier to accept it.
Yeah.
I don't know how to, like when you have all those feelings.
Yeah.
Maybe it would be harder because of the things that people say or would to say. But like when love is that big, you know what you're fighting for.
Yeah.
You know, you can't stop it.
Yeah.
And now that person is dead.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe he also like feels guilt because like he was, you know, he did feel some type of like shame because of that, and maybe because he felt shame, maybe that's why he didn't go back sooner. Maybe that's why he didn't fight when they took him for the first time, you know. And so like now he is mad at himself for like feeling that shame. I think it's like it's so fucking complicated.
At least
I don't think Flint even fucking knows everything that is going on.
But like I like the way I read his character is more that than him right now feeling like it's more that he also feels ashamed that he felt so much shame that like he didn't try to save him even
because
after everybody found out and everybody knew, and Thomas ended up in the mental institution or whatever, you know, like I have a feeling he would right now, because Thomas has died and because he lost him, feel more shame for that even, and that's why he does everything he can for Thomas's dream to come true, you know, in some ways.
Yeah, I mean, it is what Miranda kind of said. Like, yes, he is doing this because, like, that's what Thomas started, but, like, he is doing it just because, like, he does not know how to, like, direct any of that sadness and rage that he feels over everything that has happened. And, like, he feels so much anger towards England, rightfully fucking so, boy, I'm with you, let's go destroy them. That, like, he is kind of going through the motions of it. Like it's one of those things where I don't think he even fucking knows what he's doing, how far he's willing to take it. He just goes day by day what feels right for his journey or whatever. Like that's why I think now what Miranda gave him the option, I think it's very difficult for him to accept that option because that option then relies on someone else, you know what I mean? It's out of his hands completely. Like you put your trust that this man who you like have not known for 10 years basically is gonna help you. Like you put your trust in that. I don't think he would do it, you know, because like if they go get the gold, the power is in his hands. Like he can do something with it. With the other thing, you're at someone else's mercy. I can't see how he would accept that.
And in that time, like maybe the option that you had is gonna stop being a possibility with the gold, you know.
I mean, if they don't get there, they said like 7 days, I don't know how many days ago, you know, like the clock is fucking ticking. They don't have time for this. But like also, what the fuck are you gonna do with Vane? Like that is it's very difficult to achieve what he wants to achieve. There's a British boat, there's a Spanish boat who saw it. Like I don't even know how many fucking boats could be coming now, could be coming now to Nassau, who now cannot defend itself because like it takes 10 weeks for them to fix this thing, you know what I mean? Like, I think this is so problematic. And then on the other side, we have Jack, Anne, and Max, who, like, are kind of finding out about the gold, right? And, like, are they gonna want to go to the gold?
And, but, like, at the same time, they are in that love affair and have so many problems of their own. They're not talking as much as they should. You know, about anything. They're just letting things happen. And which is fine, but like that can bring a lot of problems in a relationship that you really care for.
Yeah, you know? Especially because Anne, you know, I'm sure the way that she has grown up and everything, I feel like she has gone through a lot. And I feel like she maybe has also some type of like abandonment issues or something like that. And like now when it seems that Jack has, let's say, chosen Max over Anne, which like he did not do. He really didn't do it. It's just like that the man on the ship really didn't want her because she's the one that orchestrated the murder of everyone, and like everyone knows it. And like there was, it's not really a viable option if they want the ship. And so like Jack's idea there was he's gonna convince them. He can convince them, and like I think that's fine, you know. But I think because of what transpired in the beginning of the episode when she saw Max and Jack looking at each other, you know, during their sex, I think she just like, and there was, I guess, instinctively that fear of like losing what you know, what's familiar, even though like that is really, like Jack is a ride or die for you, you know what I mean? Like he would not leave you behind. This is just like what's the best option for now. And I think she would understand that if the thing with Max was not happening the way that it's happening now, which is why we need to set fucking boundaries with the things that are happening. Because like if Anne cannot really handle Max and Jack having something, I think it's a bit of a problem to put them in the same bed, you know what I mean? Like we just need to find some type of common ground in between this, you know what I mean? Like I don't know, I wouldn't know how to fucking start with that. But like you need to figure it out if you want to continue doing this, or if not, then just like share. Everyone shares Anne just like they shared Flint. Like I don't know what the best solution is for you guys here, but you need to figure something out.
It's not on us to figure it out.
No, I'm leaving it in your hands.
Exactly.
I can't.
I'm not even trying to figure it out. Like,
can't help you guys.
The important part is talking about it.
Yeah.
Which they're not doing right now, and that's why and that hurt. Yeah. And in some ways betrayed in her eyes. Yeah. So we'll see how that's gonna happen. Again, I still think they're gonna be good at the end. I just like
we need bumps in the road.
Yeah.
It's
and
fine.
That this is what we get because we need them. You know? Yeah. Also, we had a lot of story with Eleanor, which I really liked in this episode. Like, in my opinion, it was really good.
I think these last two episodes, Eleanor like really shot up for me. What is that? How do I say that? Like, rose in my ranking of favorite characters. I really enjoyed her story in these last two episodes, especially because like we learned a bit more about her backstory with involving her mother and her father,
which we always in some ways. I mean, we know how she's behaving. And we know how Naso is important for her, and we know that he's always trying to prove herself. Yeah. And we know that she had an absent father. Yeah. But like when you get more parts of the story, you can much more easily sympathize. Yeah. You know? Yeah. With her, which we did find out in this episode, how first, I don't know if it was in this or the previous episode when we found out that like why Flint shouldn't do what he did, because like Nassau is gonna be basically left open, and how that happened to her before, you know.
Yeah, they couldn't defend themselves because they didn't have the
and
tower.
Men came there, killed women, raped women, and things like killed men probably as well. But like how horrible it was before,
and she was there.
Yeah, she was there, and we in this episode find out she asked her father, how could he possibly leave his daughter here with those people unprotected when her mother has died. Yeah. Like after her mother has died. Yeah. And that was very sad to me.
Because I legitimately I don't even know what she saw, you know, in her short life on this planet, you know, like she was a kid.
I would even say survive.
Yeah, I don't wanna think about it, you know. But like she has clearly seen enough. Survived enough and witnessed a lot of horrors. Yeah. And again, everything explains why Nassau is so important to her, and like combining because like she clearly craves some type of power, you know, you can see that through the
which makes sense, especially now, despite everything that she has been through, how she was left by her father, and she fought for herself in ways that she knew how, and ended up where she is right now. And she's not letting it go.
Like she needs that power to continue proving herself. Like when she speaks to her father and when she's mad at her father, it's still like it again, even though she's like an adult now, it still reverts back to you being like a kid. Like even when you're mad at your parent, you still feel that sadness and you still want their approval. Like you can say how much you hate them and like that they mean nothing to you, but like it still affects you and you kind of still search for that approval. And I think that's what's, you know, still happening within her. And that's why she wants all that power and to keep the power and to appear powerful and strong and everything. And it just, I really enjoyed the story that they gave her in these 2 episodes. Like she really rose up a lot for me.
Me too. Definitely.
To understand it better.
Yeah.
You know, to sympathize with it more.
Yeah.
And so that was also one of my favorite bits of these last 2 episodes. I mean, there were other things happening. There were other things happening with, like, John and Billy and everything. But, like, you know, we know what happened there. Billy is let go. What the fuck is gonna happen there? I don't know. We have too many problems coming from too many sides. Like, I don't even know if Billy is... I mean, he is. He was with the guy. What is happening with that? You know what I mean? Yeah. He was with the guy. Again, I don't think... Is the guy from the Scarborough? I think it is. He's, like, that guy... Someone's gonna attack Nassau, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nassau cannot defend itself now. Like, what the fuck do we do with this?
Especially because God knows why this guy let go of Billy, why he sent him there. Like,
maybe
Billy that doesn't even have to know, you know, like things like that. But like, this guy can attack, and I mean, Billy did use Billy for something. We just don't know exactly what.
Yeah, and also the plan with Peter Ash's daughter Abigail. Also kind of gone because Vane sent the message already about the ransom.
I mean, I didn't even think we were going to go down that
but just like the pet is gone. You know what I mean? Technically. Because like no one's offering his daughter for nothing.
I know, but like if
we offer her for money and for the parliament thing.
Yeah, but like if he would to make a deal with Wayne or things like that, you know, and get the daughter, then maybe
I don't think we're leaving the fucking Spanish gold.
No,
you know what I mean?
That's why I said like I don't think that plan is happening at all. But like I mean maybe something, but like I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, guys.
What a brilliant episode.
Perfect episode, honestly. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you soon. Bye.